So I decided to buy a pair of heated gloves to keep my hands warm on the motorbike and while out walking. The brand name is iHEAT, made in China of course, and I bought them for just under £50 from Amazon. There are 3 heat settings on the gloves, and I was disappointed that when I was out on a 2-hour motorbike ride the batteries exhausted about 20 minutes from home. So I decided to do a test. But for those of you with a short attention span, I've decided to give you the results first rather than making you watch the entire video. The first thing to say is the batteries take 3.5 hours to charge, so it's rather annoying that you can't seem to buy a backup set of batteries. Anyway, once the batteries were fully charged, the first test was to see how long they would last on the highest setting. The manufacturer says 2 hours, and in fairness this test was closest to their claim at 1 hour 45 minutes. The second test was for the medium setting, which was supposed to last for 4 hours. It actually lasted for just 2 hours and 35 minutes, which is very disappointing, and I must add at this point that the test was being carried indoors and not outdoors in the elements. The third test was for the lowest setting, which in actual fact really just takes the chill off of your hands. The manufacturer's claim is that the gloves should heat for 8 hours, but in real life the batteries ran out in just 4 hours and 50 minutes. To be honest, this is not a disaster. The gloves were not that expensive, and it would not be that likely for me to go out for a walk or a ride of more than 2 hours in the winter. My complaint is that the claim from the manufacturers is simply not accurate at all, and this is disappointing. If you would like to see how I conducted the experiment, do keep watching till the end. Maybe get a cup of tea or something stronger. Thanks for watching anyway, guys. It's not easy to test or review a pair of gloves one-handed, but hopefully you'll get the picture. Just this week I received my new Royal Enfield motorcycle, and getting to the wrong time of year for riding, to be honest. So cold hands, like this morning we've got a bit of a frost on the ground. So I decided, on his recommendation, to buy myself a pair of heated gloves. It's a company called iHEAT, and I got the gloves for about £46, I think, off of Amazon. And anyway, I thought, well, to be honest, they don't really have enough protection for motorcycle riding, although I still may wear them. But I'm going to try them out for the first time on my walk this morning. So the batteries go in a little pocket in the top of the glove, and you can see how they're connected. So I'm trying to do this one-handed, but the battery just slides in here. Actually, around the other way. And then you connect here. You can see how much power there is in the battery by the number of LEDs that are lit. And then you zip over. The glove apparently has 3 settings. You press this down. Red, white, and blue. I don't know if you can see that. So red is the highest setting, blue is the coolest setting, white is the medium. Apparently on blue, which is on now, but you may not be able to see it, you get about 8 hours. And on red, you get 4 hours. We shall see. Anyway, I'm going to wear them and see how I get on. I'm going to walk for half an hour or so, and you will. I'll report back in a minute. In the meantime, it's a lovely, light frosted morning, and the leaves are beginning to drop. Well, as I said earlier, it is a chilly old morning. Sun is, when you're actually in the sun, is quite, you can feel it on the back of your neck, but it's one of the coldest mornings we've had so far this winter. Gloves seem to be holding up pretty well, actually. I've had it up mostly on blue, which is cold, and white. I'll change it again so as you can see the different settings. That one's blue, that one is red, and that one is white. White being the medium. And my hands are certainly not cold, even on the blue setting. So I'm just going to put it on the red setting now and see how they are on that. Well, up to now, the gloves seem to be holding up pretty well. My hands are not cold, and surely that's what it's all about. If you want to have the most toasty feeling hands, you need to be on red. But when I'm actually on blue, the lowest setting, my hands aren't cold, they just feel normal. So what I'm actually doing here at the moment is I've got my left hand is on the blue setting, while my right hand is on the red setting. Just checking to see the difference, and you can definitely feel the difference. In terms of the area covered by the glove, when I clench my fist, I can feel the warmth on the back of my knuckles, but my palm feels warm, and also it goes up to the fingers as well. The question is, how will it be at 40 or 50 miles an hour on a motorcycle? That remains to be seen. Nearly back to the car. Gloves have worked really well, even on the lowest setting, and I've actually had to turn it off because either I've warmed up or the ambient temperature has. Anyway, we shall see how well it works on the bike later on today. Well, I'm out on the bike and it's getting dark, and my hands have been pretty toasty all the way through. Done about 60 miles altogether. But you will now notice that the lights on one of the gloves are out. So the battery has run down. I've probably been out for about 2 hours, and I must admit the batteries weren't fully charged when I left home. So anyway, it's probably worthwhile, and I imagine maybe with a full battery I'm going to get longer, obviously. Well, back in the garage now, and just after I noted that one of the gloves lights had gone out, the other one went out. So the last 6 or 7 miles was a bit chilly on the hands. So I'm going to do a test. I'm going to charge the batteries right up and then see how long they'll last. So both these batteries are showing, I presume, empty. So I'm going to take them out and plug them in and see how long they take to charge. So you can see they've started to charge, or this one started to charge. So I'm going to see just how long they take to actually charge up. 1 hour later, and they're flashing on number 2, so I've got to get to number 3 yet, so let's see what happens. Another hour. 2 hours later, we still have the middle one flashing. So after 3 hours, they are still charging, both of them. After 3 hours and 10 minutes, the battery on the left is fully charged, but the one on the right is still blinking. After a further 5 minutes or so, both batteries are fully charged. Just remains for me to test and see how long they'll actually run for. Right, so I've switched both these gloves on, and I'm now going to time how long it takes for them to run down, and I want it to try it on the top, on the red one. So that's white, blue, red, white, blue, red. So I'm putting the timer on. We'll see how long these stay on for. 1 hour. The high setting is still working. However, both the batteries, as you can see, are just on one light showing, which means it ain't gonna last much longer. After an hour and 40 minutes, this glove is flashing, or the battery is. This one's will probably follow. After 1 hour and 50 minutes, the left-hand glove lost power. The glove lasted 5 minutes longer. So now I'm going to recharge the batteries and check it on another setting. So with both batteries fully recharged, I'm going to test how long it will run on the blue coldest setting. Turn this on, then click, that's white, that's on the blue setting, that's on the blue setting. Batteries are fully charged. Let's see how long they go for. Just a reminder, these gloves are not outside, they're just operating on my desk. So now, after an hour, both lights are still on, and the battery strength is on the number 2. I'm out for my walk. A second hour has passed. My wife has told me the lights are still on the gloves, and each of the batteries has 2 lights showing. After a third hour, the gloves are still heating, and the batteries are on 1. But not yet blinking. So now it's been 4 hours. The lowest level of heat is still working. 1 light showing on that one, and 1 on that one. At 4.5 hours, the left-hand battery is blinking, so we won't get too much more out of that one. At 4 hours 50 minutes, the left-hand battery failed, and the right-hand battery is still blinking. So at 5 hours and 8 minutes, the right-hand battery gave up the ghost, and this is 3 hours before the manufacturer said it should run out. We should have 8 hours on this level. And do bear in mind that this video has been taken indoors, not outside in the cold. And finally, I'm going to set this to the medium heat rating, and this should last 4 hours according to the manufacturer. I reckon I'll be lucky to get 2. We'll see. So it's on the warm up at the moment, so I'm going to press that one there. So that's on the white, and now I'll set the timer. So after 1 hour, the medium range heating is still working, and we have 2 lights on both batteries. After 2 hours, the heating is still working, We're down to just one light. I'll check back again. After 2 hours and 20 minutes, the heating of the gloves on the medium level is still working. And lights, we still have one solid light on both batteries. So after 2 hours and 35 minutes, the left hand glove, the battery went out, and as you can see on the right hand battery is flashing, so we don't have much longer there. So, what is the conclusion? Well, this is supposed to last 4 hours, and it's actually lasted 2 hours and 35 minutes on the medium setting indoors. This means that if you go on a bike ride or a walk or something that takes longer than an hour and a half, you can't expect the gloves to still be working when you get back. I think I've seen enough. I'm going to say this has lasted 2 hours and 40 minutes.